Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I actually had to think about that for a minute. So Dimitri's back, and he pretty much blackmails, Sloan. Once he finds out that, Sloan has a baby, and Sloan tries to sit there and explain it away, and of course he's just sitting there looking at her like, are you really trying to play me for Boo the Fool? Like, you have a baby boy, somehow Nicole's baby boy died. No, we not doing that. So he's like, listen, this is how it's gonna go. You're either gonna get Leo out of jail, you're gonna free from these charges, otherwise I'm just gonna sit there and just blab to the world. And you can just deal with the fallout. Which is going to be jail at this point. It's going to be jail. Meanwhile, I'm very happy that Leo actually stayed the course. He stayed the course when he was sitting there talking to Jada, and Jada was like, "Oh, listen, you can just sit there and give him up, and you can go free." And he was sitting there. It looked like he was contemplating for a hot minute, like, I really don't want to go to jail for something I didn't do. And what if he really did sit there and leave me holding the bag? But he was like, "No, I'm not doing it," and I was very happy about that. So you got that going on. Now, Nicole asked Eric to hold his child. And Eric was like, I don't really know if that's such a good idea. But she's like, no, I really want to hold this child and stuff like that. So he lets her hold the child against his better judgment, against the fact that he was already nervous about doing it. And she was like, yeah, this is my child. And at that point, he was like, yeah, this was a bad idea. Meanwhile, EJ was simply telling Rafe that, listen, I'll drop the charges on Ava. Um, everything seems like it lines up, so there's really no point. He's just pretty much like, yo, just do your job, get my nephew, and I'm gonna sit there and throw the book at him and then some. He walks out, he sees the situation, and he gets Nicole to sit there and let go of the child, and Nicole apologizes. They go back to the house, but she's like, yo, listen, this don't feel right, just and she says she was like, I don't care what anyone says, that's my child. You know, this is another one of those things where it's like, man, I almost want to feel bad for you, but then I remember that you did the same thing to Sammy. So, oh, and then also I'm just like, listen, I know people feel bad for her. It's like, just relax. She's gonna get her child back eventually. Days isn't GH, okay? They're not gonna sit there and just stress this out for like months. So, whatever torture that she's gonna sit there and go through, she's gonna come out of it on the other side anyway. So, um. And I know people can sit there and probably look at us like, man, that's just being a dick. But yeah. But, also, Sloan is doing a lot for Eric. And I'm just like, what is it about this man? Because she is, she's going to get your conscience, her better judgment. She's jumping through hoops and everything like that to get this man a child. She's being blackmailed. She's spending tons of money between the child, the bribing, um, giving Dimitri money. I'm just sitting there thinking, I was like, boy, is this really worth it? Is this really worth it to sit there and go with the great Eric Grady? Really? Because I'm just like, bro, you doing too much. Okay? First of all, you're kinda hot. Be going all through that over this man. What the hell is wrong with you? I feel like you are just kind of, in some ways, you're just kind of running for all the other hot women on the planet. But just more importantly, I'm like, bro, at what point do you sit there and say you're doing too much? I actually tell you the truth. I sit there and think that maybe does she look in the mirror sometimes and be like, she doesn't even recognize herself anymore. You got that going on. You got they flipped a coin between Ava and I don't know why I had to do this for between Ava and Stefan, and of course Stefan got chosen to get the evidence from the evidence room. It was a close call when Jada walked in, but he got it, and Ava was able to sit there and get back Harrison Keys. Rafe delivered to him. Talk about it was somewhere else, like somewhere in the evidence room or, well, somewhere in the department of the precinct. But, you know, Harris was like, yeah, I don't remember me being there. And he's just not there, he's just looking, he's just like, just thinking. And I'm like, well, it's really funny, Harris. I mean, when Ava came in, before Ava came in, you had your keys, and then Ava left, and your keys were gone. Ava came back, and now your keys are just magically here. At some point, he's going to sit there and think, the common denominator is not just me. The common denominator is really Ava. But I'm pretty sure if you saw the previews, you know what's going to want to happen to Harrison anyway. So, yeah. I know a lot of people want him to go back to GH. I mean, let's be honest. I watch all four soap operas. He's practically Jason on this point, so it's not really that much of a stretch. Um, well, let me just double check something. And then towards the end, when Eric came back, was talking to Sloan. He was like, yeah, so, about today, long story short, I ran into Nicole, and she said that, our child looked like her child. I know it was kind of weird, but I know she was kind of going through something. And of course, Sloan just had that worried look on her face. I'm just like, Sloan, at this point, this is just pathetic. This is literally pathetic. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life at this point? Like, at what point did you actually think that you was going to be so turned out, so twisted in knots over a guy that you are jumping through hoops? You are literally jumping through fire, paying any amount of money to sit there and keep this man. I don't even, even in the beginning, I don't even remember if she actually even really wanted to have a child. I know that he did, but I don't think it was something that she ever really did. She ever really wanted a child, but because Eric is there, now she wants a child, she's doing everything that she can to sit there and keep this man. Um, I don't actually have any more words for this episode. I really don't. But as always, sit there and say, if I forgot anything, because I feel like I did, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young the Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.